Hello, Joshua.
I was supposed to start. Hello, Joshua.
Hello, Joshua.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to Having Words. You're with Penny and Josh. Penny, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm excited because today's format is very different. So
Yeah.
usually we have rapid fire questions to start the episode. And I must be honest with the audience and with you, they're not very rapid, are they?
No,
they're not.
not really.
So this time we thought we'd focus on our skill of being able to think of long-winded and cool answers and have more detailed questions.
Yeah.
So Penny and I have compiled 3 questions, or like 3 topics with questions under it each to ask each other, and we're going to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Penny, to decide who goes first, rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Rock, paper, scissors.
Did
Got
it?
me. Okay, you did rock and got me with scissors. Damn it. Okay, Penny, you get to go start. Oh, you get to pick. Should I go first, or do you want to go first?
I'll go first,
Okay.
I think.
Go on then.
Okay, so first question.
First question.
Imagine you were in a horror movie
Okay.
with all the guests that you've had so far on Having Words,
Okay, lots
including Tom and Aidan.
of course, because, yeah.
Yep, your co-host.
Lots of guests.
Who would die first?
Who would die first out of all of the guests we've had on?
Yeah.
I would say Dylan would die first. Now, Dylan, if you're listening to this, it's not because I think you're incompetent or whatever. I just think Dylan we'd be raiding a house to get materials or whatever. And Dylan would like leave his skateboard in there or something, go back in and like even though it isn't important, and then
definitely.
he'd get got by the horror thing. Okay, yeah. Dylan.
Yeah, part 2. Who would survive at the end?
Who would survive at the end out of all the guests we've had on? I
Yeah.
think Tom would survive at the end because I definitely see him as the sort of person who could tell the story. Or I feel like he'd write a book.
Yeah, he would. I
based
feel
off
like
of
he'd
it.
have a great memoir.
He would have read memoir.
Memoir.
Yeah. He'd be like, oh, I lost all of my friends.
Yeah.
And Penny was there also. Okay, yeah.
And part 3, who would be the secret villain?
The secret villain who's like working with the horror thing.
Or is the horror thing?
I would say it would be Dom. We had Dom on one of the first, I think episode 12,
Interesting.
I want to say.
Yeah.
Dom's very intelligent. He's a very intelligent guy. And I feel like that's why he would be, because he's a very quiet guy as well. And so I feel like he'd always be plotting. So I think if we were in that situation, Dom would definitely be the one to be like, I
Yeah.
think he's plotting something, and he'd turn out to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good,
I like
well
those
done.
questions. Horror film. Now, actually, mine's also based off a movie, my first one.
Interesting.
So, a movie is made of your life,
Okay.
okay? What genre would this movie be?
Oh. I feel like it would definitely be a drama.
Okay.
I feel like a lot happens in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who would play you?
Who would play
What
me?
actor? Or would you want your friend to play you, or your mum to play you, or would you play you?
Or would it be like I'd get my grandma in to tell the story and then they'd have like flashbacks? Yeah. Who would play me? I feel like I'd want one of those, there's like a group of down-to-earth actresses like Jennifer Lawrence or Anna Kendrick. Those groups, the down-to-earth like real ones that's just like I want to go to sleep, those people.
Yeah, but like that's them as people, that isn't it? Them as their acting.
That's very true. That is very true. I don't know.
Okay.
I would really like Jason Momoa to play me.
You'd want a guy to play you in your
Yeah.
life. So it's all like high school drama, and he's just there in the corridor.
He's
taking
there
up
in
the
a
entire
dress.
corridor. Yeah. Leave me alone. Okay, yeah. So, and finally, what would the movie slogan be?
Slogan?
Yeah, I feel like because your name is Penny, you kind of need to be like PP, like Penny's problems, like Penny's
Thanks, Josh.
predicaments. Penny predicts.
Thanks, Josh. My movie life would apparently be all about my
You
problems.
said drama,
That doesn't mean I have problems.
so it's what you helping other people with your problems.
Maybe.
It wouldn't be because it would be.
No,
my problems,
it would be my
Could
problems,
Josh.
but
Don't presume.
I think it would be one girl and the fight against the snack resistance.
Oh my! I was not thinking that kind of drama way. But okay, wow! I forget that you're obsessed with snacks.
I just need food
I
constantly.
know. I'm actually restricting all. I said you can have the food after the podcast, Penny. It's the only reason you're doing this. Okay, great.
He's
and that,
paying me in snacks.
And that was Movie of Your Life.
Yeah.
Your turn.
You have unlimited money to spend.
Oh, thanks. Okay, let's go. And back to the questions. Hey.
You have unlimited money to spend to travel around the world wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
Which 3 people would you take?
Okay. Which 3 people would I take? I think I'd take Tom. I think he needs a holiday right now.
Yeah.
And I'd love to go away with Tom.
Just leave Soph with the baby.
Leave Soph with the baby.
Yeah.
I'd take Soph and the baby, no. And then I think maybe Aiden. No, I think, at the moment, Woody from last week. I'd take Woody, Tom, and I think... And Aiden, no, yeah. I'd say those 3. I'd take those 3 with me just because I feel like one of them needs a holiday, another one I'd love to go on holiday with, and another one I want to get to know more. So I feel like it's the perfect opportunity for it. Yeah.
I'm low-key offended, but that's fine. That's your answer. I can take that. Where would you go if you could choose 3 countries?
3 countries?
Yeah, well, within your travelling of the world, but which 3 would be the top of your list?
I'd say Greece.
Very good
Because currently
choice,
one of my friends, well, actually Woody from last week, is, thanks I am, Woody's actually in Greekland, in Greece, and he's like going into all these caves and climbing this mountain and everything, so I definitely go there because it looks really cool. Greece, America again, like New York, and have like a really classy holiday. And
I can't imagine you on a classy holiday.
And then Japan.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Because of the culture there, I think.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So yeah, there's...
3 very diverse choices.
I know, I feel like you need to be with a question like this.
Definitely. And then what would your top 3 activities be on this holiday?
So yeah, in Greece, it would be climbing mountains or like going through caves and everything. In New York, it would be... Oh, what would it be in New York? I think I think acting out scenes, like our favourite scenes from like movies and like and TV series based in New York. That'd be really cool. And then in Japan, it would be just to embrace the culture. I think I think that counts as like an activity. It's just kind of learning
it's so
the
different
culture.
to what we know.
Yeah, and kind of understanding it, and hopefully, obviously, we would respect it, but like understanding it to a point where we could do things without having to doubt that we're not respecting things. We'd be like, okay, we fit in nicely here.
That'd be cool.
So yeah.
Good answer, well done.
Thanks. Next question. Penny.
Yes.
You're in a zombie apocalypse.
Intense.
You're in a zombie apocalypse.
Shit.
Not right now. You're in a zombie apocalypse. What is your weapon of choice? And why?
My mind instantly went to guns. If it's a zombie apocalypse, you're going to run out of bullets.
Well, more importantly, it's going to create so much sound. It's
so I feel like it would have to be like a blade of some form. Yeah. I feel like a good like samurai sword would be. I feel like
that's also the name of your sword. A blade of some form. Yeah.
Yeah, a good like samurai sword would be cool. A really sharp one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have gone for like a spear to keep the zombies at distance.
Yeah.
And also I can just use it to like do the cool jump thing with the stick. High jump.
You're adorable. A pole vault, is that it?
Pole vault, I think so. You get to make a team based on characters from Game of Thrones for your zombie fighting team. Which 3 characters from Game of Thrones would you choose to be with you?
The 3 dragons.
If you can name them, they could be with you.
Drogon.
Okay, that's 1. Dragon 2 and Dragon 3.
I don't know. So I'd have Drogon.
Okay, yeah.
I'd have Jon Snow because he's a badass.
Of course.
And I'd have Arya because she's also a badass.
And that's cute.
She is the ultimate badass.
That's cute. Okay, yeah. Okay, it's fair enough. But then, final question out of this section: which person would get bitten first from a zombie?
Me.
Oh, okay, well...
100%.
the dragon.
But it wouldn't be because I'm not, like, fighting for my life. It would be a stupid mistake. I'd, like, forget to check a door before I went through.
No, what it would be is you're...
Ambushed?
Ambushed. What it would be is you're creeping through, like, a supermarket.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, don't touch anything. And you see a vending machine with snacks. And you put your hand in and you go, ah! And you get bit.
Yeah, probably. It'd probably be food-related, yeah.
It would. Yeah, for sure would.
Say you're a pop star.
Which I am.
Much like Taylor Swift.
Okay.
And you have a little squad.
Okay, of course.
Who would be in your squad? Which 4 people?
They're to be celebrities.
Yeah.
Instantly what comes to mind is Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds because of the
brilliant,
and like they just seem like fun people. Those two.
They really do.
And 2 more people, and because Taylor Swift's gang is filled with females, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I don't follow up on Taylor Swift stuff. Then I'd pick 2 more guys, and I would pick. You know what, Jake Gyllenhaal, because he's been in a lot of
Yeah.
cool stuff. And I think he gets on with Ryan Reynolds as well.
Yeah, he does.
You know,
Yeah.
we know we're close with them. And then also Bradley Cooper.
Yeah. That is a fit squad.
That's a strong team.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like I definitely raise the attractiveness, obviously.
Yeah.
Because they're only famous celebrities with godlike features. So, yeah.
Okay. And what would your squad be known for? Just like Taylor Swift's squad, they're all like Amazonian goddesses, all supermodels.
Our squad would be known for every so often getting into fights with each other. Not like physical fights, but getting into like really pointless arguments.
Like feuds with each other.
Yeah, like Take That with Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
Like that. And then we wouldn't speak to each other, but then we get back together and there'd be so much in the newspapers like, hey, the squad's back together, they're producing content together.
And who would your squad's rivals be?
Rival squad, Taylor Swift. No, I think it would be... Hugh Jackman would have been good for the other side if I had Ryan Reynolds. I think it would be all of the wives and all the girlfriends. That would be really funny. Because then you can make a lot of content or like movies or a lot of
all about
rivalry.
the content.
All about like the feuds between, but then also like, and like, hey, like the feud, the jokey feud between the gangs actually spilled out in the relationship. Look, here's Penny and Josh. Here's Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively fighting in their own personal life, but where are the boys, where are the girls, oh my god, like that.
All about the content.
Oh, even more content. It makes more content for the news.
Brilliant.
Penny, final question.
Yes.
Is this a final question?
Yeah.
Yeah, final question. I like this one. I feel like I had a creative spurge for this one.
Oh lord.
You're in charge of intergalactic space travel for Earth.
Oh lord,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
You're asked to pick a name for the spaceship which will be able to take the human race further than ever before. What do you call the spaceship?
The SS snack box.
That... I feel like you had that prepared. I feel like you've been waiting for this question for your entire life.
I really have.
This is okay, well...
It's my purpose in life.
To name a spaceship?
No, to do this. This is my future.
Oh, okay.
I thought we were at a tarot card reading.
What's with the cards? I'm just playing cards for me. The SS snack box, I like that.
Yeah.
But also it's like, you're just saying everyone on board is a snack.
Exactly.
The SS snack box, if you could pick any planet to travel to, which one would it be and why?
Uranus.
No. Which planet would you want to travel to? And why?
I think I'd go to Saturn because I'd be really intrigued as to how the rings look on the actual planet. I feel like that would be a really cool night sky there.
Yeah, could you see in films such as, I think maybe Avatar, but also in John Carter, I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I haven't.
It's a really good film, like spacey film. And you see like rings in this. Oh, actually, Star Wars. That's a classic example.
Yeah.
You see like more suns or more like that would look really cool.
That would look really cool.
Yeah.
Just
Although,
for the visuals, I think.
Isn't Saturn just air?
Well, we'd be walking in the air.
I'm walking in the air. We start singing first. And final part of this question. You've made contact with intelligent life in space. What is your first message? The entire world is waiting on their edge of the seats.
Which world?
Earth.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on in their world. They're all on the edge of their seats, watching at the TV screens, waiting as you're up on stage, meeting this intelligent life form, and you're about to say the first ever words the human race is going to say to them.
That's a lot of pressure. I'd probably just stutter, and then they think that we're really like.
Then
stupid.
you throw up, and then they think that's how you communicate, and then they throw up on everyone.
I feel like if I found the first form of intelligent life, I'd be like, so, Love Island?
Imagine if they'd nodded. They were like, yeah, how much Love Island, mate?
That Mora chick.
Yeah, they're like, Mora is a prick. It's like, oh my god, it's a robot. Well done, Penny, we made it through.
We did it.
First lot of normal questions. I have written here rapid fire questions, but it's fine.
Not.
They don't need to be rapid.
No.
Especially because it didn't even work anyway. Segmented questions, this will be called. Will start sounding a lot more like a intelligent podcast if we use bigger words.
You can try.
Segmented questions with the having...
When you say it like that, though, it doesn't really sound intelligent.
Now, Penny, earlier in the car, we drove my brother back to my house.
We did.
And the first thing he said when he got in was like, my prom's on Tuesday. And he's got his prom on Tuesday.
Prawns?
Prom.
She just said, my prawns on Tuesday.
My proms.
Yeah.
Proms.
No, he he got in the car and then he was silent for a little bit. Then he was like, got after prom on Tuesday.
After prom
and
Tuesday?
I was like, you mean prom, right? And he was like, no, after prom. It's like, okay, so clearly priorities.
That's the thing these days. I mean, obviously, like, my after prom, like, there was popular or, like, big after proms going on,
Yeah.
but mine was really chill.
Yeah, same. There was, I think there was 4 relatively big parties that I knew of from my year. And there was, like, the popular guys that were all getting drunk and having sex with each other. And then there was the one that I went to.
You mean the popular guys?
Yeah.
Hey, bro, man, put it inside me, dude. What's that, Steve? Just do it, man.
Yeah, and then the one I went to was around my friend Freya's, and we got drunk in her house.
Cool.
With some, I think there was like 20 of us or something. It was a decent amount of people.
Yeah.
And then we all went to the park around the corner and got drunk at the park, and then we went back to her house and got drunk a bit more. It was great.
See, that's just like a chill night.
It was like a chill night, yeah.
Whereas actually, I'm gonna out Tom a little bit here. So if you listen to this, don't tell Tom on his Twitter or on anywhere. Don't communicate to him and tell him tell him that I told you guys this.
Because he doesn't listen to it unless he's in it.
Because he doesn't listen to it. The after prom, Thomas and I and my girlfriend at the time, Susie, went back to Max's house, and we were just chilling out. I think we watched a film, and like we drank beer, and I think that's the first ever time I had beer, and I was like, whoa! After a few sips, this is so weird. But then Tom had half a bottle of Budweiser, I think. Got so sick. I had to call his mum, and then his mum took him home.
Oh, bless.
So yeah, don't tell Tom that I told you guys that story.
Yeah, prom was the first time I drank as well. It's like, I think I went to a couple parties before prom, obviously, and like everyone was drinking, but I was just like, no, I'm not going to drink ever in my whole life. And then at prom I got really drunk.
Yeah.
And then I think I didn't drink for like at least half a year after that, because I was just like, this is stupid.
Yeah, I mean, some parents actually do that. They're like, we want you to drink as much as possible right now, so you'll be put off of it for so many years in the future.
Plus, I was just like, I didn't really see the point. Like, I found that I had more fun at the parties that I was sober than I did at the prom when I was drunk.
Well, that's similar at university as well. I feel like there's a lot of parties, or just going out clubbing, to be fair. I mean, especially when you're surrounded by drunk people, that half of them won't remember the night, and half of them just, honestly, they don't care. They can't. They're too drunk to think about other people anyway.
Exactly.
You can dance as stupidly as you want sober, and you feel really good for it. Whereas dancing whilst you're drunk is just like
sloppy,
exactly. Whereas you can actually make a fool out of yourself while sober,
exactly,
and just not care what people think.
I think the issue is that people forget how to let loose and be themselves and not care about what other people think of them when they're not drinking.
Yeah,
but I think a lot of people, they can only do that when they are drinking.
Which is why it's not a thing where it's like, hey, come over and half of us will get drunk and the other half won't.
Yeah,
because it's like, we're all gonna get drunk, we're all gonna be the same amount of sloppy.
Yeah.
But yeah, my brother was telling us about his after prom and how it starts at 12 and it goes on until like 5 a.m. in the morning.
5 a.m. Yeah. I hate it when you say 5 a.m. in the morning. You don't need to say it.
And like 5 a.m. in the morning. And it just it reminded Penny and I of our proms. Didn't it?
I was like, oh, nostalgia. Like, what, 5 years ago for me, 6 for you.
Yeah, well, whatever. Obviously, my proms seemed like so much longer ago than yours was. Because I'm so much older than you. And it made me think of my prom, actually.
Yeah.
Because my prom was a little bit lame. It was at my high school.
Yeah.
And every year they pick a theme. And my year, well, I think the theme in the year above had like, I think like James Bond, like Chicago, and like card tables and everything, and it was really cool. And we had, some would say, arguably, as cool. It was Charlie the Chocolate Factory themed.
Wow!
So there was purple themed everywhere.
That is amazing. I would have loved that.
Yeah, I'm sure it was put together well, but like it was just the idea of it really put us all off. And it was an okay party.
My prom was actually televised. It was on a BBC documentary.
What? So you're saying I can go onto BBC right now, view the prom?
I mean, it was 5 years ago.
Oh.
So I don't think it'll still be on there.
It might do.
No.
If you guys can find Penny's BBC prom, send it to me.
I don't even remember what it was called, but it was basically... there was a couple of schools in the UK that was filmed and a couple of schools in the US, and it was basically saying how prom's being brought over from America.
Yeah.
And how UK schools are being very Americanized now.
Well, it is an American thing,
yeah,
isn't
definitely. And it was the cringiest thing because like they organised so many different things. Like, they organised 2 different people from my school to do promposals.
Oh my god.
But they were, like, completely set up and fake and cringy.
That's so cringy.
And yeah, it was a lot. And then I remember this one girl got proposed to.
Proposed to?
Yeah, by a guy that she didn't like, but it was on TV, so she had to say yes.
Oh, no.
And then there was like, it was just a whole thing. It was really funny. There's like a 3-second shots of slow motion of my legs walking towards the door.
Oh my god.
I know, I'm famous.
Have you ever been approached being like, hey, are you the girl from the documentary? You'd be like, yeah, that is.
Yeah.
This would explain so
It was really
much.
cool. But it was carnival themed.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't the best.
That can be done cool,
But our prom, I'm pretty sure, had about double the budget of all the proms the years
Ever.
before. Because the BBC gave us some budget with it as well.
That's cool.
So we didn't have to do as much fundraising.
Yeah. That's cool. So you actually got a once in a lifetime prom experience.
I mean, it was really something. It was also really... I think that's the reason I started drinking at prom. And like, I didn't stay in the main hall because there was just cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone properly relaxed at it.
Yeah.
Which I think is why everyone went a bit hard on the after prom, was because...
Oh god, yeah, like having to like be there and try and dance. Oh my god, that's so
because the cameras
harsh on
are filming
kids.
the entire time.
Yeah. You feel like you're in Big Brother.
Yeah.
Prom
It was so weird. Plus, obviously, it's all on film, but you don't know which bits are going to be actually televised, because obviously it was quite a long prom.
Yeah.
But only a few snippets were chosen of being inside the prom.
And your legs were chosen.
Yeah.
It wasn't just your legs on the screen, was it? Because that would be a little
No,
bit
it
weird.
literally was. It was just a close-up of my legs walking
You're
through.
like, they're my legs!
Yeah.
I'm famous,
But there was one poor girl that, like... They filmed a lot of our entrances and they had like a horse-drawn carriage.
Oh my god!
This was like the popular girls that got proposed to as well.
Oh my
so they
god!
were the ones that the documentary was actually following.
It sounds
and
like...
one of the girls fell out the carriage.
Oh my
and it was on TV and it was brilliant.
Oh, she's never going to live that down, is
No,
she?
it's great. I love
Did she
it.
get proposed to?
No, she wasn't one of those girls, but it was fully like a slow-mo shot of her falling out the carriage. It was great.
It sounds like they were trying to make it into like a reality TV show.
They were.
This is Jessica. Oh, Jessica fell off the bus. Or
Yeah.
horse.
And at the end of the documentary, they even had the whole so-and-so is now...
Oh my
What's it?
god.
So-and-so decided to part ways.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was really crazy.
It sounds like a lot of fun looking back at it, and it's like memories because you
Yeah.
actually have a recorded,
Yeah,
professionally
definitely.
recorded prom.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I was there with Charlie's Chocolate Factory in my little suit. I turned up in a Mercedes with my girlfriend at the time, and we realised that my dad actually had a better car than the car we came in. So I was like, we could have just taken that car.
Rich boy life.
Rich boy life. Ching. Actually, oh my god, this is a story which I think maybe Tom's told in the podcast, maybe like episode 2 or 3. About his entrance into prom. I don't know if I've told you yet, Penny.
No.
His entrance was by far the best entrance in all of prom. And like people came on buses and tanks and stuff.
Yeah.
Tom's entrance, he got dropped round the corner from the entrance of the school because there was a nice driveway going into the school entrance and everything, into the actual school field. And I remember standing there whilst we saw people come over, and I saw this small thing on the road in the distance. Turns out Tom was on like a baby tricycle cycling in with his massively long legs.
That is brilliant.
It was the best. I think there must be photos somewhere.
Yeah.
And it was literally the best entrance ever, and I think it made my prom that. I was like, I was so angry going into Charlie and the Chocolate Factory prom, but Tom cycling in was so good. Aiden got dropped off by his mum, I think. It was, of course. It was a good experience. Like some bits. Overall, not a good experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, after prom, I just remember we didn't really make a big deal out of it. I think we were, for one, we were exhausted, and for secondly, I had a girlfriend at the time, so we didn't really feel like going to a party.
Yeah.
We were like, let's just have a chill one.
Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, mine wasn't too crazy. We just drank in Freya's living room, played some games, and then went to the park.
Nice.
Yeah, it wasn't too mad, but it was fun.
What I'd like is if they did like, I mean, they do balls and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we've been to the winter ball at uni.
Yeah.
But if they did like proper proms at uni.
That would be really cool. I think that's the one thing that I always see it on other people's Instagram stories and stuff like that they're going to like summer balls and winter balls and autumn balls and all of the balls.
Midwinter balls.
Yeah. But I just don't think that Brighton and Sussex really do them.
They do like 1 or 2 a year.
Yeah, they do the Winter Ball together, but and I think certain societies do them as well, but they're like they don't. It's not really a thing, which is quite sad. Like that was one thing I was looking forward to, but
sorry, Penny.
I'm disappointed.
I bought so many dresses, Penny.
Yeah.
You would have bought those dresses anyway. You're right.
I like shopping.
But you and I actually went to the Winter Ball. Was it last year?
Yeah, last year.
And
this year.
Yeah, this year.
This past winter.
Yeah, this past winter.
This past winter
has been, and they had candy floss machines. Okay, I knew you were going to say it first. And popcorn, and most impressively,
bumper cars.
Yeah.
Carts.
Bumper cars.
Those bumpy things you ride into each other.
Beep, beep. They had that inside the hotel, which was crazy.
Can you cut that out as a snippet for
beep,
me?
beep, 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 beep. Which was literally so cool.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Riding around, slamming into your mates. Well, that sounds a little bit...
Yeah, and it was cool, and they had a band there as well, which were really good. The band was so good.
Because it was like their own little twang.
Yeah, they had a twang.
To all the songs.
And by that point, we'd lost all our friends. It was just me and you on the dance floor.
We'd had our free champagne.
Yeah.
Well, I think we had another one somehow.
I was fed up of my heels.
You were fed up of your heels.
Yeah.
I spilled a drink over someone.
You did, and you felt terrible.
Oh, okay, so like, in my defence, I didn't even get in the way. I grabbed my coat, picked it up, and then I think she got up and didn't see me, and then she bumped into me and spilled her drink all over herself. And I was like, and literally, I think her dress was like blue, and it showed up so badly.
I would have been furious even if it was my fault.
It was you, no, it wasn't. And I was so apologetic. She was like, you could tell she wasn't the kind of girl which would get mad, but she was very mad.
Yeah, I would have been mad. Especially
like,
that was quite early on in the night as well.
It really was.
Yeah.
And I was like, so sorry. And I think I saw her again. I was like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And she just literally blanked me. I overthought that for the rest of the night. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good night. But I think, but then we came back home, and then the next day we saw our friends we were there with that disappeared, and they were just like, oh, it wasn't that good and all that. And I was like, I had a really good time.
Yeah. I think it was expectations. I was not expecting there to be a bumper cars. Yeah. And therefore, it was amazing. Yeah,
I think it was also like, we made the most of it whilst we were there, whereas I think some of the people that we were with, they were kind of just, I don't know, they were just a bit grumpy while they were there. Like, they weren't making the most of it.
You said it.
Yeah, so it was fun.
Speaking of international spies.
Yes, that is exactly what we were just talking about.
Winter Ball's International Spies. Penny, you and I watched Men in Black International this week.
We did, yeah.
Which was, I'm going to say, disappointing. To be fair, I had high hopes based on the first three.
You had high hopes, but can you also let the people of the internet know?
I had a headache, I was dehydrated. I was just not in a very good mood anyway.
Yeah, so that did cloud your judgment. But
Maybe.
Yeah, I do agree. That it wasn't, compared to the other Men in Blacks, it wasn't up to scratch, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I thought the acting was really good.
Yeah.
The effects were really good. It was just the storyline that I wasn't too keen on. It was a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
But it was very funny, though. I did think it had its funny moments.
Yeah, there's this small like alien character in it who reminded me actually of the guy in the Thor films, Thor Ragnarok, the director that played that robot guy. Like, I feel like he had that kind of voice and that kind of humour.
Yeah, definitely.
And he was
great.
He was great. I was actually laughing quite loud in the theatre whilst like his
I thought
dialogue
you were
and stuff.
asleep.
You know, like the visual effects were great, the acting was really good. It was, I think, just the narrative for me. It was like, why are they doing that? That doesn't make sense. And like, they wouldn't do that, and it's...
Yeah, to be fair, my dad said the same when he came out, that he was a bit disappointed, but then he watched it again.
Yeah.
And he said that second time round it was better because his expectations were in the right place.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting to see it again once it comes out, and just see if that changes.
I'm just glad they're carrying on the series, because it is a very interesting, like, theme to follow about like the human race, and like there's like this airport patrol kind of thing, letting aliens into Earth, and like aliens living among us and everything. Yeah, no, definitely, it is really interesting. Plus, I did like in the movie that they didn't try and remake it, or they just kind of did it as in it happens alongside the other ones. Yeah. So it's more of, it's in the same universe with the same company. But yeah, rather than
a different branch
the history.
Of it. Exactly. Yeah. And there was little nods to the first films as well, which was nice. The picture in the office of Will Smith. So Penny, this time last night, you were a little bit nervous for something today. Yeah, I'll be honest, wasn't in the best of moods. It was a bit cranky.
A little bit cranky. Penny, you were get away from me! Penny, please! Help me! Yeah, you got my arm! But
You bit me!
You bit me! But that's okay because everyone gets nervous.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a little bit grouchy sometimes for different
Yeah,
reasons.
I had a big day today.
You did have a big day, but you got through it. And now,
did.
looking back on how you're feeling then, how you're feeling now, obviously your feelings then were justified.
Yeah.
But you're so relieved now. I can
Yeah,
say just how you're so
definitely.
much more relaxed.
For people who don't know, which is everyone, because I haven't said it yet.
Yep.
Because I haven't said it yet.
Yep.
I started a new job today.
Woo!
As a marketing assistant at a company who shall remain nameless.
Marketing assistant at the company. Damn.
And yeah, I started that today. I'm going to be there for a year before I go back for my final year at uni. And it was good. It was a nice little induction, and I'm a lot less apprehensive about it now.
Yeah.
Literally last night, I was sitting in bed just like, shall I call up and just quit now?
Yeah, I mean, everyone has those thoughts.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, even someone like me, who I try and be very confident and very, like an extrovert in everything that I do, and kind of give off the appearance that I am very confident and I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you
like,
do.
I've been in that situation so many times.
Yeah, and you almost threw up. It's great.
Yeah.
Everyone gets nervous though, and I think that's the kind of thing that in those situations you need to remember is that yes, you might be the person that's new, but everyone when they're new feels this exact same way. And
Yeah.
like you're going into a situation where they know that you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I think that's...
So you don't need to be scared to ask questions. You don't need to be scared that you don't know what you're doing because they haven't told you yet.
Yeah, I think that's the thing people need to remember the most, is that I was very much scared about joining the job and being like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. But it's like, that's the reason they're taking you on, is to tell you what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're not supposed to know what to do for the first few days. Unless
Yeah.
they're like, do this, you're like, I'm not supposed to know how to do
Excuse
that.
me?
Oh, wait, what?
Just like download Outlook. Huh?
Download whoop, down a whoop.
But yeah, it was a good day, and I'm so glad that I've gotten it out of the way now.
You've conquered it, Penny.
I've conquered it.
You've done it.
I feel like it's a great achievement in my
Now
life.
it's all downhill from here. You won't be nervous. You'll be going in tomorrow completely fine.
Yeah.
No, you'll
Well,
still be
no,
nervous.
I'll still be nervous.
I still get nervous going into my workplace as well. It's just what happens.
Yeah, definitely. But it's a step in the right direction though, definitely.
Yeah. Now, before we finish, I want to, and I'll release this on the socials as well. I want you guys to send us your experiences at prom or after prom, any tragic, embarrassing, or quite honourable experiences that you had at prom at our email address at havingwordspodcast@gmail.com. Or even if you just want to say that your prom was good, just let us know at havingwordspodcast@gmail.com, and we will reply to every email we get. So thank you guys. Penny, before we finish, any final words?
Not really final words, but final thought.
Okay, yeah, final thoughts.
I am very intrigued to find out how Maura reacts to Tommy in Love Island.
So last night's
Yeah.
episode, this will be released the day after the episode that we're just about to talk about, which is Maura, who's this Irish lady who's 28 on the show. She just got invited into like the private bedroom, and she asked this guy to come, Tommy, in there with her. And then so she went downstairs to try and be seductive, being like, hey, I'll meet you in there. And as he was walking over to her, he looked back and said to the boys, like, let's see if she's not all mouth, meaning because she sometimes talks about maybe being very sexual. And because he said that, she was like, huh, what was that? And he was like, oh, I just wanted
She
to see.
flipped out, and for good reason. If I heard someone talk about me that way,
yeah,
that's just disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so we want to see what happens tonight, because that was a major cliffhanger. She saved the
Definitely.
series, I want to say. And what a lot of people are
definitely.
saying.
She's caused the most drama so far.
Yeah. So let's back away from Love Island, because we can talk about that for another hour, Penny. And we've actually got to watch Love Island right now.
We do. It's very important.
My God. Thank you guys ever so much for listening. You can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/havingwords. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit. Listen to us on Spotify, iTunes. Feel free to leave an iTunes review if you guys enjoyed this episode. Otherwise, we will see you next week with Tom. Penny might be there.
Maybe,
maybe not. Who knows? You'll probably be off doing something.
It's a surprise.
Woo! Okay, Penny, thank you so much for coming. See you soon. Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.